Greetings. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce you to MetalCore. MetalCore is a hardcore game, and the video you're about to see will be one of the world's most renowned hardcore video game CTOs, the CTO of Studio 369, Dan Nikolaides. He'll be able to walk you through what we're doing with MetalCore, why we're so excited about it, why we're looking to develop a hardcore game that's fun, because let's just face it, the world needs a little more fun right now. So without further ado, I'd like to get the video started, and please enjoy. Join the Discord for MetalCore. You can go to metalcoregame.com and join the Discord to learn more about what we're doing to bring more fun and excitement and battles between your friends with MetalCore. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dan Nikolaides, the CTO at video game developer Studio 369. And today I want to present you with a first look at the new game that we've been working on, which we call MetalCore. But first, I'd like to give you a bit of my own background. I've been developing video games for over 15 years, and one of the things that motivated me to join this industry was the experience of immersing myself in games that connected thousands of people around the world. Games like PlanetSide 2 or World of Warcraft would bring large and varying communities of people together, giving them opportunities to cooperate, and in so doing create something much greater than the sum of its parts. Now, these types of games seem to have so many possibilities, not just because of their scope, but because of the communities that they created. And ever since I entered the game industry, I've always dreamed of working on a community-driven multiplayer title. But through the years, it's become increasingly difficult to make a business case for this kind of game. Nowadays, free-to-play designs are the only version of this that gets funded. So free-to-play basically means a game that artificially restricts a player's progression, causing pain points and frustration, and enticing players to pay a central authority, typically the developer, for digital items that have no inherent value. So players could pay hundreds of dollars for a hat that they didn't even technically own themselves. This paradigm just never really sat well with me, and now we can do something about it. By building a solid core economy and putting it in the hands of the players, we can provide a properly balanced free-to-play design. So what do I mean by properly balanced free-to-play? It's a design in which players who wish to accelerate their progression via spending can be supported by players who wish to earn via playing. So we can make it viable to earn in our system while still providing real value to the game ecosystem and the player community. We're not building a traditional MMO, which is typically a game of huge scope but within a limited genre. We're building a game metaverse, which means we'll be providing varied and composed individual game experiences for different types of players, all built atop our shared blockchain ecosystem. And it turns out this is much easier. Built on our core set of tokens and smart contracts, we'll create different game layers to interact with our economy, making the total much bigger than the sum of its parts. We want to provide an experience for everyone. And as opposed to the monolithic MMO model, which is time-consuming to develop and costly to operate, we can do it piece by piece by creating multiple focused game experiences and connecting them back to our shared core economy. We can create the feel of an MMO in the aggregate, without our community having to wait years to play our first game. So as you can see in this slide, we plan to offer many types of games, and we're going to start it off with a first and third person mixed arms vehicle shooter, which we plan to demo early next year. We're game developers first and foremost. We want to develop fun games that appeal to gamers and crypto enthusiasts, and we want to get players into blockchain gaming with as low a barrier of entry as possible. So let me introduce some more details about the first of many games that you can play in our Metaverse. So as you can see from the video, we've got massive real-time first-person combined arms battles, armored fighting vehicles, air power, and of course, the gods of the battlefield, the mechs. And each one of those vehicles is an NFT that players can craft using in-game fabricators, powered by our utility token, FAB or FAB token. The more you play, the more of our utility token you earn. Players will use FAB to build new NFT vehicles in the fabricators and upgrade their forces and territories. These vehicles can be piloted by the owners or rented out to skilled players for a cut of the tokens earned in battle. So just by holding the NFT, you can earn too. Our three player factions, Metal Punks, Gear Breakers, and the Holy Corporation, are in a perpetual fight for dominance over this planet's surface. This is the harsh future of MetalCore, and this is the faction war. There hasn't been a new large-scale territory game in the vein of PlanetSide 2 in years, and we want to fill this space to bring back the experience of a large, real-time, first and third-person vehicle combat and strategic territory control game. Here we see a part of the faction war map. Most of the time you may be teamed up with small groups of allies in our open world map, cooperatively clobbering some AI enemies, and fighting in small skirmishes against enemy players in real-time action. Occasionally, you may run into an instance active battle zone. This is an opportunity to take part in a larger 50 versus 50 battle between factions to determine which side can occupy this zone. The players play as the metal barons that have struck out into the unclaimed lands. Players will own these lands and collect revenue from them to build their machines of war. They'll be able to set up their own guild and provide their mechs for use to other players, or lead their guilds from the cockpit of their own mech. Here we can see some examples of NFT pilots and vehicles. Pilots are assigned to vehicles and they provide bonuses based on their factions and skill sets. Players can also play as pilots in certain game modes. They'll increase in skill the more they fight, and they can act as co-pilots, engineers, or gunners. Next, we have NFT vehicles. There's examples of light and medium mechs used to dominate the fight in the faction war, armored fighting vehicles that provide support and troop carriers to an offensive, and finally airships. A well-utilized air force can turn the tide of any battle. There's also NFT land and blueprints. Lands grant users or owners a passive income and a vote in the governance council. And while blueprints allow for owners to create new mechs from that blueprint or rent out the blueprint for others to use. These vehicle NFTs are a must to play the game. But how do you get them? Well, we have an innovative system that allows us to build a robust and lasting economy. We allow crafting and merging of all of our NFTs. So while there's a steady flow of new items that you can expect from people playing the game, earning or buying utility tokens and blueprints, and using them to craft, there's also a method to pull back on the supply of vehicle NFTs, giving us many more tools to regulate our healthy economy. We also have a fully integrated guild system, which we call baronies. So when you pledge to a baron, you'll be able to use the vehicles in their garage in exchange for a large percentage of the winnings that you earn. This will allow players who can't afford an expensive vehicle a chance to participate in the play-to-earn economy. And let me talk a little bit more about the various ways you can play to earn real money by playing in our universe. You can earn a steady income of FAB by playing in our open world with friends and clobbering AI and other players in small skirmishes, or join a battle zone and play against hordes of other people to earn at a faster rate if you have the skill. Play as a real estate mogul and buy and develop land, earning tokens whenever someone plays on it. Play as a baron and rent out your vehicles to your vassal lords in exchange for the lion's share of their winnings, and manage the garage full of vehicles. Or play as a faction general and earn your share of the faction's weekly winnings from victories in the persistent territory war. And of course, anything that you win, craft, or earn in-game can be transferred out and sold on Uniswap or OpenSea. We also want to make it easy for people to get into our game. We want to provide something for crypto enthusiasts and collectors, but also core gamers who just want to play a fun game. And I'm excited today to announce that you'll be able to join in and play our game without ever connecting your wallet. And you only need to do that if you ever like to withdraw your earnings. So we've built an amazingly talented art, dev, and blockchain team to pull this off. All of us have decades of experience in developing projects within our domain of expertise, and we've come together to make something truly special. I'd like to highlight our lead concept artist, Stefan Martinier. He's a Hugo Award winner for Best Professional Artist. He's worked on Magic the Gathering and was previously creative director at id, working on titles such as Doom and Rage. Our game development studio, Studio 369, we have decades of development expertise and experience working on such disparate franchises as Mortal Kombat, MechWarrior, and Gears of War. And our MetalCore blockchain team, handcrafted with a ton of blockchain experience at projects such as Umbrella, Blockchain.com, AdChain, and Lucidity. We're so thrilled to be able to marry our love of video games with this emerging blockchain technology. We want to build something that is first and foremost fun for everyone to play, and we're excited to show you what we have in store for you. Please join our Discord at discord.gg/MetalCoreNFT and visit our website, metalcoregame.com, for more info. Thank you for your time.